In the end, all we are is our story. What is your story, and what do you want it to say about your life? I'm Ann C.K. Nickel, a living, walking miracle who is on a mission to transform 1 million lives, one story at a time. Help me reach my big, audacious goal by joining me each week as we discuss all things story. Welcome to the Story Shepherd Podcast. Hello, everyone. It's a new, beautiful day. This is Ann C.K. Nickel, the Story Shepherd, living life on the upside and sending blessings to you all for a wonderful new week full of possibilities. Have you ever had a back itch that can't be reached? The itch gets so bad that it starts to drive you crazy and you have to find a way to scratch it. You search everywhere for your back scratcher, and if you can't find it, you resort to awkwardly rubbing back and forth along the corner edge of a wall, praying for some relief. Scratching that itch at that moment is your biggest priority. Why am I talking about back itches, you might ask? That itch, my friends, is like an idea or a dream. It starts small, bugging you just a little. If you don't scratch it, though, it gets stronger and it spreads, and you know you must do something. It is imperative that you scratch that itch, vital that you follow that dream. If you haven't, why not? Maybe you're waiting for just the right scratcher or plan, thinking it must be perfect. If so, change your thinking. It doesn't have to be perfect. If an idea or a dream has been pestering you, it's for a reason. The important thing is to take action. Stretch that arm back there like a contortionist. Do something to scratch it. Imperfect action is better than no action. If you get stuck and aren't sure how to move forward, here are 5 ways to scratch that itch and follow that dream. 1, write down the vision. Writing it out as you see it brings it to life and it adds excitement. Get a notebook and put a title for your dream on the cover. Fill it with the description of your dream and then the plan to realize that dream. You can also create a vision board or a vision board journal. I discussed vision boards in episode 1, so check it out. Now, vision boards are normally for your whole life, covering all of your goals and dreams. But you can also create a smaller vision board or a journal for one dream, and then be laser focused on accomplishing that goal. Write down all of your ideas and details, even if you're not sure yet of the exact path you will follow to realize that dream. Don't get stuck editing your ideas before you write them down. Write it all down, even if it sounds confusing, silly, or a little crazy. This journal is for your eyes only, and you can organize it later. Add pictures or other visual aids to help clarify your vision. And then when you read through it and look at the pictures, do it with emotion. What would it look like to realize that dream? How would it feel? Once you get it organized and write out a plan, take the first step, then the next. And if one step doesn't work, go back through your notes and try another one. There's no right or wrong as long as you are moving forward towards the goal. 2, set some small goals to reach along the path to your big dream. Don't be so focused on the end goal that you forget to enjoy the journey. Take time to celebrate smaller accomplishments along the way. Every step you take makes you better and it brings you closer to your dream. Before I published my poetry book, I had to write enough poems to fill it. And I celebrated each time I wrote a new poem, sharing it with family and friends. And I shared some of them on social media in fun ways. So if your goal is to lose 50 pounds, for example, celebrate every 10 pounds you lose. And celebrate when you add an extra mile to your walk or when you up the tension in your strength workout. Every pound lost and every mile walked makes you healthier. Be proud of yourself and celebrate those accomplishments. 3, be prepared and stay positive during setbacks. And trust me, there will be some. Think about your life this far. Has it been a straight road, only moving forward? Or have there been some bumps in the road and maybe a few detours? I'll assume it's the latter. Understand that the journey to your dream will be the same, full of winding roads and hills and valleys. You'll find both smooth roads and rocky paths, and you will stumble and sometimes fall. When you experience a setback in life, you don't give up and throw in the towel. You work your way through it, learn from it, and move forward. Do the same with your dream. A setback, or even what you may perceive as a failure, doesn't mean you should give up on your dream. It's a bump in the road. Navigate the bump, possibly take a new road, and keep going. A year after I started my first business, I went through a rough divorce and ended up on my own for the first time in over 20 years. I no longer had an additional income to fall back on if my business failed. I had to make it work, to bring in enough money to keep a roof over my head and put food on the table. And I did it. I grew the business, bringing in new clients, and I bought a new but inexpensive car, and then bought an adorable, tiny, historic home. Things were going well, and I was proud of my accomplishments. Then tragedy struck, less than a year later. I ended up in the hospital, almost losing my life and my leg. Thank goodness, a friend and fellow agent stepped in to help me with my business, but I still lost some clients during my long recovery. My income went down as the medical expenses went up, higher and higher. Not only did my road turn bumpy, it was filled with cracks and crumbles and potholes that threatened to drag me down. I could have given up, but I stayed positive and grateful, focusing on the good, and then I took one step at a time to get back on a smoother road. It did change my life, but eventually in a good way that led me down a new, beautiful road on a wonderful adventure. There will always be tests, sometimes to see how serious you are about that dream. The only way you will fail that test is by giving up. Be strong, stay positive, and keep going. 4, find a coach, a mentor, or other people who are doing what you want to do. Don't only look at their accomplishment and compare their end to your beginning. Focus on their journey and ask them to share how they got there. You may be surprised to find that there were a lot of bumps on their road, that it wasn't a simple, straight path. One of my former coaches always seemed to have it together. She was young, but had already accomplished so much in life. Her Instagram feed was beautiful and amazing. One day, she decided to share her story of where she came from, how she got started, and she shared why her dream was so important to her. I was shocked to realize all she had overcome in her young life and what she had sacrificed to realize her dream. Her life was so much more than the pretty pictures I saw on social media. Understanding her journey gave me a brand new perspective, and I changed my thinking and my focus. Ask those who have gone before you about their journey, the good and the bad, and then ask them for tips and advice for your own journey. 5. Envision how accomplishing your big goal or dream could help or encourage others. Your dream may be to start a charity or a nonprofit, which has that vision already built in. You know how much it could help others, so focus on that. But what if your dream is to be a full-time artist? Imagine then how your art affects others, how that beauty brightens their day. If you want to be a published author, imagine your stories making others laugh or cry, or giving them a much-needed break to relax with a good book. When I wrote my poetry book, I had researched and discovered how journaling and coloring helped others with mental wellness, motor skills, memory, and sleep. So I added coloring and journaling pages after each poem to help the reader express the feelings that the poems evoke and to help improve their mental health. Remember, you also help others when you realize your dream by showing them what's possible. It gives them hope that they can do it too. Understanding how accomplishing your goals and dreams can help others keeps you moving forward when the road is rough. You know that euphoric feeling you get that sends tingles down your spine when you finally scratch that itch? That's how it feels to realize a dream. Well, actually, it feels so much better. You all deserve to experience that feeling to make it an amazing part of your story. Thank you for joining me today on the Story Shepherd podcast. Keep creating your epic life story movie, and please join me next time as we continue transforming lives one story at a time.